This is a video brought to you by the Children's Tumor Foundation. My name is Kate and I'm a nurse working with CTF in patient support. Today I'm going to be talking with you a little bit about the NF Registry. This is something that you might have heard about before, and this might be new information. Either way, whether you're a part of the registry already or not, I do have some exciting new information and some changes with the registry to talk about with you today. So, first of all, the NF Registry has been in existence since 2012, sponsored by the Children's Tumor Foundation. It has always existed for two main purposes. The first is to keep the NF community informed about important research and news that is happening in the world of NF. And the second is to help researchers have better access and connection to people who are actually living with NF or caring for someone who is. And the registry has been successful in meeting these goals. We currently have over 9,000 participants. And while that is a fantastic number, one of the problems is that it still only represents a very small percentage of the individuals living with NF around the world. And we really believe that we can make that number grow. One way that we are hoping to do that is that we recently made some changes to the registry. We have moved it to a new platform. After many years of working with the registry and seeing what was working and what wasn't working, we did some research, we reached out, and we got in touch with a company called OpenApp. OpenApp is an organization that works almost exclusively with creating patient registries like ours, and so they brought a lot of expertise to the table in helping us to build something that we really believe is going to increase the usability and just make it more fun and easier for individuals to interact with the registry itself. This change happened. We moved the whole registry to this new platform as of July of 2020. If you already have an account with the registry, don't worry. All of your information was safely and securely moved over for you. You will not have to start over. If you don't have an account with us yet, I hope that this video and these changes will encourage you to check it out if you've not done so before. Few frequently asked questions that we're going to get. First is, yes, your information was already moved over for you in the safest possible way, and you will be able to access it in the new platform. Secondly, I want to get to why should I join the registry? Maybe speaking to some of you who have not joined at this point, and let's talk about that. So one of the most important reasons that people have expressed to us once they've joined the registry is they really do see the impact of learning about new potential treatments for themselves or for their loved ones. They are receiving newsletters, they're getting emails about clinical trials that are happening, and they find that information is even more accessible to them because they are a part of the registry. So it is a great way to stay informed. It is also a great way to feel that you're being active in the fight against NF. We're going to talk a bit in a minute about the impact of the registry, and you'll see how being a part of it really does mean that you're a part of something important. It also helps research to understand NF better. So let's talk a little bit about what has the registry accomplished up to this point. So far, we know that we have alerted participants in the registry to over 50 clinical trials that are currently enrolling, which is very exciting. We've also sped recruitment up, so we've had researchers tell us that while they thought it might take a year for them to find their 100 needed participants to start their study, using the registry and accessing people who are a part of it in a secure way has meant that they've met those goals much more quickly. It also attracts pharmaceutical companies to the world and the study of NF and helps them to be more interested in finding drugs and treatments that might help the NF community. So we've also provided data for 8 research articles and presentations that have been published, which is really exciting. So how do you know that your information is protected if you choose to join the registry? So the updated platform, it meets all of the most updated, newest, and most stringent requirements for all data privacy, protection, and security, both here in the US and in Europe, as we are an international database. So there were a lot of requirements that we had to meet in terms of security, and we have been faithful to meet all of those. So your data is also only and ever used for research and other scientific goals of the registry that are approved by the Children's Tumor Foundation and for no other reason at any point. If you have questions about the security, I'm happy to answer them. My information and information about the registry will be linked below this video, and so any questions can be answered in that way. So what could the registry accomplish in the future? One of the reasons that CTF has remained committed to making the registry happen and watching it grow, and even these recent changes, are a part of our hope for what this registry could really mean for the future. So usually clinical trial participants have to be assigned to a randomized group, right? So maybe some people get the treatment and some people get what we call a placebo, where they think they're getting the treatment, but they're really not. Well, if we have data, if we have thousands and thousands of people in the NF registry, instead of spending time running trials like that, we can look at what's called longitudinal, so long-term data. So if you create an account with the registry and then every year or so you go in and you update your health survey, then a researcher can look at your anonymous data and they can say, oh, for this person, this over 15 years, this is how NF continue to impact their health. We can see those changes through your surveys. So that's very exciting. We also hope to see in the future that we'll be able to better identify trends that are happening within the NF population. So again, there's a lot of variability with NF. It can look different from one person to the next. But the bigger numbers we have and the more people that are involved, the more easily we can start to see patterns and trends that are developing across the spectrum of NF. And also, the registry is an opportunity for us to include more diversity racially, ethnically, and geographically. So speaking of geographic diversity, I do want to briefly mention that we are looking for people to partner with us in order to be able to translate the registry into multiple languages. If you want to learn how your group could sponsor that translation of the registry into the language of your country, then you can reach out to us and we'd be happy to talk with you more about how we can make that happen. We hope that if you've never joined the registry before, that this will be when you decide to do it. We hope that if you're already part of the registry, that you will visit the new site, check things out. You will see that your username will be the email that you've used for the registry. So whatever email where you receive the registry emails from us, that's your username. And when you first visit, we really believe it's going to be so user-friendly. You're going to be able to just navigate right through it. And of course, if you have any questions or problems, all of our contact information is below this video and also on the new registry website. Together, we really believe at Children's Tumor Foundation that we can see an end to NF, and the registry is an important part of that.